We're back now at 8:46 with one of the stars of the new movie Top 5. Rosario Dawson plays a journalist who follows Chris Rock's movie star in crisis character around New York City for a day. And on the subway, they get to talking about comedians and authors.
People actually read Capote. It's one of my tests to people. I say that and they're like, oh yeah, you know, I really love Breakfast at Tiffany's. And I'm like, you haven't read Truman Capote, stop.
Richard Pryor is the most honest human being. Even Jesus didn't tell his followers everything. Like, Rich,
Eddie Murphy.
Something out. I once saw Murphy and Michael Jackson within 2 months of each other, and Eddie was better.
Love in the Time of California.
Yes.
He says, too much love is as bad for this as no love at all. That kind of broke my heart.
Rosario Dawson, welcome back. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
2 words.
Yes.
Chris Rock.
Yes. Love. J'adore.
But
he always makes your jaw drop. That's his favorite thing on the planet.
How do you keep it in control when you're shooting a movie with this guy? He was here Monday.
Yeah. No, I've known him since I was 19. So basically, we took our banter that we have in real life and tried to translate it into this movie. Him saying outrageous things and me trying to like inject rainbows into the clouds that he constantly perpetuates. He's like a stick in the mud and I'm like the glass overflowing.
Well, you talk about knowing him for a long time. He wrote this role with you in mind, which is incredibly flattering, but also ups the ante for an actor when you start shooting it.
Yeah, but he even says I probably auditioned him for this movie because when I read it, I was like, this is really great. That's awesome. Have fun with that. And he was like, wait, no. But I like this character a lot, but she just wasn't jumping off the page at me, and my grandmother had passed, and I'd just done so many movies, and I was like, I just need a break. And he said, we will be collaborative. We will make it happen. I want your input. And I fell in love with Chelsea Brown, so it was really exciting.
What you notice, and we see that clip we just showed, I showed another clip when Chris was here on Monday, there's an incredible banter.
Yeah.
The dialogue reminds me, and I know Chris is a big fan of Woody Allen, it reminds me of a Woody Allen type of banter, but it's heavily reliant on timing and rhythm.
Yes, which I was heavily reliant on for him. Yes.
What do you mean?
Because that's comedic timing. Like, he would just know, as much as I would say, hey, we need more space to get to this part to hit that dramatic note, and he would go, absolutely. And we ended up even reshooting. We had done one scene in Union Square that we shot over three times. We went back to the location over and over and over again because I was like, I love you, but this needs more. We need to work on it's not working yet. And then when we did reshoots, we added a scene in a liquor store that hadn't been there before because he was like, you're right, we needed more space. But then on the other side, when I'm having to do crazy things with hot sauce and I'm going, I'm just not sure. And you got Anders Holm there and he's super game and I'm like, I love you, but really, do I have to? And he's like, you got to do this with 2 fingers. I'm like, no! But you know, I just completely trusted him. He knows his comedy, I know my drama, and it was a good fit.
I think that the fact that you've known him for a long time helps because when he comes here, I will admit, he's a little intimidating. You know, as an interviewer.
He's not
no, it is because you know you're sitting across from one of the great stand-up comics of the last 20 years.
He will be impossible if you continue to say that.
I told him that.
Absolutely
I already told him that. Let me end on you more personally. There's a story going around, and I think it's such a nice holiday story that you recently adopted a daughter.
Yeah, I very rarely talk about tabloid speculation, and this is not an exception. My family's incredibly private. Most of us, anyway. I don't think anyone's going to be writing a book anytime soon just because we're too lazy.
I asked it only because I thought it's such a sweet story.
No, believe me, if anyone were to talk about this, including myself, Titi Kachi would be like, Pernil, for Christmas? No, you're out. Se acabó. So we're going to keep mom's the word, but I'm really glad to be here for talk about Top 5, so thank you.
It's great to see you. It really is, and you're very funny in this. You get the drama, he gets the comedy, but you cross over into the comedy a lot.
He got me. He got me to be funny. This is awesome. It was very exciting.
Rosario Dawson, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
And the Top 5, by the way, opens Friday.